What's going on, everybody? My name is Aiden and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, the Chicago Bulls lose 2 in a row as we lose to the New York Knicks away from home in the second night of a back-to-back. At the end of the day, 16 points was the differential in the game, and I would say that's a bit of a stretch between how the game really went, but nonetheless, a huge second half for the New York Knicks that sealed the deal for them as they deliver in New York. The new-look New York team looks pretty good to me. But before we get any further, if you like the video and you want to see more from me, drop a like, drop a follow, and or subscribe if you are new, and let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the Chicago Bulls, their game today, your player of the game, and everything in between. Again, we lost this game 116-100, but look, the Bulls played well in the first half. Again, it was a back and forth battle in the first half. I think we had the lead by the end of the first half. We saw the Knicks turn the ball over at an unbelievable rate. We saw the Bulls really capitalized on those opportunities. We got some easy transition points. We were leading the transition points in the first half. I doubt we're leading the transition points throughout the entire game. I think New York really dominated the second half in that category. And it just felt like, all right, this is a game the Bulls can win. But then the second half comes out, and the Bulls become a little bit off offensively. They just miss a couple of open shots. Io, for example, just missed a lot of open shots, but he was not the only one. And then the Knicks is basically capitalized in transition all game long, and they sealed the deal in this timeout. The second half, the Knicks came alive. They turned into a different team. It was a night and day performance. I would arguably say a game of two halves for the New York Knicks. And for the Chicago Bulls, we need to discuss what went wrong. Because at the end of the day, it's all fine and good to say we had a good first half, but we lost the game. Simple as that. That's okay. You can have a good first half. It's fun to watch. The Bulls played well. It was a close competitive game. But by the end of it, we're talking about a loss. So what went wrong for the Chicago Bulls today? Well, let's start off with the thing that hurt the most, in my opinion, and that is the amount of offensive rebounds we gave out to the New York Knicks in the second half of that game. Now, Andre Drummond is a phenomenal rebounder, but outside of that, we are a small team. And as a small team, we got dominated in this category. You could call it effort. You could call it the ability from the New York Knicks to rebound. Isaiah Hartenstein had his best rebounding game of his career, I believe. So congratulations to him. 5 blocks on the night as well. He had a solid game, to say the least. But whatever the case may be, we gave up too many offensive rebounds. And look, it's basic. I say this every time we give up offensive rebounds. If you allow a team to have more shots than you, do you really expect to win that game? More times than not, you're not winning that game against any team that has more shots than you. Most of the time. There are some exceptions, you know, when the team has a bad game or they're just shooting and missing everything. But most of the times, if you allow a team to get more shots than you, you're going to lose the game. Straightforward stuff, and a lot of that comes down to offensive rebounds, and I think we gave up too many of them in the second half of that game. Number 2, transition points. Transition points were absolutely pivotal for the New York Knicks comeback in this game. There are 2 moments in this game I'm going to refer to here, and this is how Julius Randle really came to life in this game. So, 2 drives for the Chicago Bulls. One of them was Alex Caruso, one of them was Patrick Williams. In both of those situations, Isaiah Hartenstein gets the block. Blocks both of those men. Blocks Patrick Williams, blocks Alex Caruso. Sorry, I hit the mic there. Hopefully that didn't sound too bad. But either way, with that being said, those blocks happen. New York bolts to the other side of the court. Julius Randle gets an easy layup. Julius Randle shoots over Kobe White for the second one as well. Easy transition points for the New York Knicks. They destroyed us in transition, and that is because of the stops they were able to get on the defensive end. The New York Knicks swarmed our offensive line and made it very difficult for us to score. And yes, we still had some good players scoring the ball. Kobe White, I wouldn't say, yeah, I'm going to say it. Back to his best today. 26 points and 8 assists, I believe, on the night for him. Fantastic game from him. Made about 5 3-point shots, I believe. That was a very strong game from Kobe White. DeMar DeRozan, in typical DeMar DeRozan fashion, seems to love to play in New York against New York. He had a strong game in this time out. He played very, very well. But outside of that, can we really think of another player that truly stepped up in a great way for the Chicago Bulls today? I think Andre Drummond had a good second half in all fairness to him. But AC as well, I think he did okay. But Io, again, I guess this leads to the third thing here. Our bench production was piss poor again. Io, horrible night. 7 points, 2 from 12, I think it was. Just an awful night. The problem with Io is, there is no problem with Io. That's the frustrating part. What he's doing in this game. He missed all of his shots. But what he's doing is the smart things. He's not maybe except for one shot where he got blocked by Hartenstein, funnily enough. But either way, normally with Io, he's a very smart player when it comes to shot selection, when it comes to the defensive end as well. But the problems is the floaters that he's making. These are easy layups that he's shooting and missing. Easy floaters. The transition game is normally where he's best at. He had a lot of transition opportunities today that he simply missed. The amount of corner threes he missed today was mind-boggling to me. So there's a lot of shots that Io took that were smart, intelligent, high IQ shots, but they don't fall. And that is the frustrating part with Io DeSumo. And that's the frustrating part of our bench. Jevon Carter, honestly, did my head in today. No disrespect to Jevon Carter intended here, but he frustrated the life out of me. You know, it's so hard to keep your composure when you're seeing Jevon Carter, who can't get by anybody, trying to drive, shove people off, doing sidestep threes, and not making a single bucket. He had 0 points today. And I don't even know how many shots he took, but that's not the issue here. He has been so bad to watch for the last 3 or 4 weeks, and I need to see him have a better game. I need to see him step up to the plate. Our bench is lacking experience right now. Our bench is consistent of Io, Jevon Carter, and Dalen Terry with Terry Taylor. Jevon Carter is the most experienced player in that bench unit. And to see him deliver the least amount of production is not good enough. We need some experience in that bench. And Jevon Carter right now has to be the one that steps up to the plate and show what our bench can be when everybody does step up. He's supposed to be that leader in the bench unit. It's as simple as that. Because we don't have the depth right now. We do have players injured. And as long as he's going to keep on not producing, I think our bench is going to follow suit. And none of our bench really produced anything of significance today. Simple as that, in my opinion. So 3 things that went wrong for the Chicago Bulls. Just to kind of sum it up, the transition points for the Knicks was just too good for them. The offensive rebounds we gave up is simply not good enough. The bench production was poor once again. And that's about it. That led to the 16-point defeat against the New York Knicks. This was the new-look New York Knicks team. OG Anunoby in there, Precious Achiuwa in there, and they played a fairly solid brand of basketball today. Walked away with a win. That's 2 wins in these 2 games with that new-look team. We'll see where they go from here. If you're a Knicks fan, I wouldn't worry about OG Anunoby or anything about that. You're winning games at the end of the day, so there's no need to worry. But I do think the Knicks are going to get better from here. I really, really do. Be on the lookout for the New York Knicks. They might be here to stay, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, competitively, of course, the Knicks are not going to go anywhere. But still, on a competitive, level, they're going to be here to compete. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But look, I think 16 points is a bit of a stretch. For most of this game, it was close. It was about 4 points in it most of the time. We were battling in this game. We let it slip away very, very late in the 4th quarter to make it a 16-point deficit. But yeah, 16 points or 3 points. A loss is a loss, and there's a lot of things that went wrong today. So we'll see what happens in the next game against Charlotte. My player of the game is DeMar DeRozan. Again, Charlotte is a game where we could see Nikola Vucevic return, and we could see Zach LaVine return in this game as well. So be on the lookout for those 2 players. See what they can bring to the Chicago Bulls team upon their return. It's going to be an interesting game against Charlotte, but a must-win game to say the least. Thank you for watching. Drop a like and a follow, and or subscribe if you are new, and I will see you in the next Chicago Bulls-related video. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay tuned for more. Take care. And peace.